nobody is going to defund the police. We can restructure the police forces, reimagine policing. That is what we're going to do.
Hey family, it's Netta with Black Lives Count. Back at you with another video. So you guys saw that video of James Clyburn saying that that they would not agree to defund the police. The Democrats were not agreeing to any nonsense, such a thing like that. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of the misperception with the Democrats is that they're not understanding how they lost a lot of the black voters. Well, one of the things were that they are not hearing us. We've asked for several things. We've asked for reparations. We've asked for a hate crime bill. We've asked for, someone to look into why black people are the lowest targeted group that are getting approved for home loans. So we need some transparency in those areas, yet they're not willing to do that. See, it doesn't matter that foundational black Americans are the lowest on the tadpole. It doesn't matter that the foundational black Americans are not in a position to purchase homes, you know what I'm saying? Or are the lowest on the position to purchase homes. It doesn't matter that, out of a 12-month span, that we have probably 15 maybe deaths or more, that are allocated to police brutality. Okay, that doesn't matter to them, and none of those things matter when it is pertaining to, the black foundational black community. But this is when the foundational black community, while we are delineating, we are also on the perspective of who can do what for us. See, a lot of people say, well, you can't be a transactional voter. Well, that's BS, because every group are transactional voters. They're getting something from their vote, or they're not voting for particular parties. Okay, and right now, foundational black Americans are in a position where we have began a delineation process, and we're gatekeeping now. And so along with that, in the past we have overly voted for the Democrats, but we are seeing that we are not getting anywhere just voting for the Democrats. We're not getting anything from them. I'm gonna read you a snippet now. Along with that piece that you just witnessed and saw James Clyburn saying that they would not, or the Democrats did not believe in defunding the police. In fact, what happened was that the Democrats actually overly funded the police. So let me read a little snippet from you from an article. And copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use. So let's get into it, family. Republicans have spent the past 2 years accusing Democrats of trying to defund police departments, but the facts show that the police have not been defunded. In fact, not only did Democrats put money into policing since fiscal year 2019, but they also spent more on policing than Republican-ran cities. Here are the facts. Democrat-run cities spend more money on policing than Republican-run cities, with the 25 largest Democrat-run cities spending 38% more on policing per capita than the 25 largest Republican-ran cities. On the 25 largest cities, 20 saw increase. Of the 25 largest cities, 20 saw increases in their police budgets. Okay? The 25 largest cities saw their police budgets grow by a total of 5% during the fiscal year of 2019 to 2022. Democrat run cities have more police per capita than Republican run cities. At the federal level, President Joe Biden and Democrats sponsored a secured passage of the American Rescue Plan Act, which provides federal resources to support police departments. Okay, so even though Black Americans were saying they were being brutalized by police departments all over the country, the Democrats went in and they overly funded the police departments. See, this goes back to what I was saying. You know, we're talking, but they're not hearing us. And the reason, family, that they are not hearing us is because they have no intention to do right by us. And so, look, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. I'm neither, okay? And if someone tells me that I cannot get anything for my vote, then my question to them is why? Why is it that immigrants can come into this country with, as they say, $2 to their names, and they can get funded, they can get funding for school, they can get funding for businesses, to start businesses, they put their businesses in Black communities. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that you can get funding for certain things, or for businesses and things like that, when you don't even come from this country? But the citizens of that country whose ancestors built that country can't even get those same said resources. Why is it that I just saw a snippet of somebody doing a video where some Hispanics, they're from Venezuelan, a family came here in 2022. By 2024, they were already purchasing a home through a program that through their one of the churches in the community, okay, bought homes, abandoned homes in the community, and then sold them to this family, so they paid their note to the church. Do you see any Black churches doing that? Yet every 4 years, who's ever running for whatever office, okay, and we already know the presidential election, they're visiting these massive Black churches. You know what I'm saying? They're going over to what's his name? T.D. Jakes. They're over at T.D. Jakes Church, or they're over at some other Black church, massive Black church, the one in Georgia. I forget that pastor's name, the one whose wife with the dress. You know what I'm saying? They make it a point to touch bases with the Black community only during the election cycle. When the election cycle is over, then when you're looking to your, the people that are running, whatever governmental area and agency in your area, and you're looking for them to do anything, are they going to do anything about the police? Are they going to do anything about the crime? Are they going to do anything about the streets, the potholes? And they're looking at you like, who are you? We don't have time for this. You understand? So this is how, this is what we've gotten as a community from the Democrats. And so now Black people are saying, you know what? Blip that. I'm not going to cast my vote for a entity who does not see me, who does not hear me, and who obviously, clearly does not work for me. And now that is where we are. We are at that crossroad where black people are saying, I'm not voting for these people if they're not investing in my people. And you wouldn't be smarter to do that. You couldn't be even smarter at all to do that. Because for us to continue to pour into something that does not pour back into you, when you pay your rent, you're pouring into that, okay? But you're getting something out of that because it provides you with cover. It gives you a place to live, okay? But going into a polling place during election, okay? Going out after work, before work, during your lunch hour, whatever, however you do it and go vote. Doing that and not obtaining anything from that is futile. And it makes no sense. And I don't care what anybody tell you. They tell you can't be a transactional voter. They tell you can't be a one subject voter. For a minute there, they were trying to act like the only reason black people were voting was just to get reparations. When black people only want to have a safe, decent environment to live, work, and thrive in like everyone else. We're not looking for anything, but we're not looking to be fucked with everywhere you go. The police pull you over, can't do nothing about that, okay? Probable cause for whatever, anything, but they're not going to say because you're black, I pulled you over. Of course they're not going to say that. That's a lawsuit. Okay, it would be for me. But what they will do is pull you over because you are black. So driving while black, going to the grocery store while black, shopping while black, going to the movies while black, okay? Just riding a bike while black, okay? Walking, taking a walk while black, jogging while black. Everything is occurring for a reason. So don't let them gaslight you, family. And hey, we can't just be transactional voters. Well, then you just can't get my fucking vote. And that's just the bottom line to that. Excuse my French. But you can't get my vote if I can't get anything from you, period. Point blank. How am I giving you anything? I'm not going into the grocery store and picking up several different items and some fruits and vegetables and maybe some milk and cheese and eggs, and then get to the register and tell them, hey, I don't get paid until next Friday and I'll see you on Friday, but I'm going to go ahead and take this. No, that doesn't happen. And so we do have to stop just going in voting for people because they look like us, or voting just because it's blue no matter who. We got nothing but lies from the Democrats. And you're talking to somebody who, since the age of 18, was an avid Democrat. I voted Democrat. I taught my children to vote Democrat. My husband and I, we voted Democrat. An avid Democrat, regardless of what they were doing, what they had done. Have they shown us anything in the community? Nothing. Just vote for them. So now you can go. You can educate yourselves on their websites. You can see what they've done, what policies they've initiated, if any boards or task teams or anything they've worked on. You can see what they have tried to do in the community. Now we can educate ourselves because there's a way to do that. There's a paper trail. And I would say that is what we need to be doing. Looking at the paper, the recorded trail of the candidates that we're going to elect into office. Because if we continue, black women and men, to just vote blue no matter who, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say what's going to happen. Because, when black people were trying to tell people that, hey, they're trying to erase us, a lot of black people didn't want to believe that. They were, oh no, they're not trying to erase us. That's not going to happen. They can't erase us. But they can. But they can. This is why there was such an influx of people south of that border coming in at the behest of the Democrats. Okay? Joe Biden and them. This is why. I'm not upset about the immigration policies that Donald Trump are enacting. He's enacting immigration policies that are policies all over the world. There's no country that you can just go in willy-nilly and just say, okay, this is my country of choice and this is where I'm going to be and this is it. There's nowhere we can go in the world and do that. So people should not be allowed to come here and do it either. And the anchor baby thing needs to stop. I just saw a couple, an African couple. I think he's well known. He's a well-known YouTuber that flew to America to have their child. Now, if one of them is a citizen, and they are, then their child has a right to be born here because the parent is a legal citizen. But if you're just flying into countries to have children so that your child can be a citizen of that country, it just honestly, it's a crime. It's a crime, and if it's not, it should be. Okay, because hell, I would like to go have a couple of children over in maybe in, I don't know, Kenya. When I was younger, okay, or somewhere. But we can't just do that. So I'm just saying, so yeah, we have to really start to look now at our voting patterns and thinking about ways to ensure that we maximize our voting benefit in a way that wins for us every time. Not wins that are wins for other people. Because that's the way we've been voting. We've been winning for others. Now it's time for us to win for ourselves. All right, family. I thank you so much for joining me. I hope you liked the video. I hope that you got some information that was pertinent. And if you liked it, please like the video. If you're not a subscriber, we'd love to have you as a subscriber. We thank you so much for joining us. And please keep coming back. We good over here. We are family over here. And we keep it real. That's what it's all about. It's keeping it real. We're not trying to sugarcoat anything or hurt anybody's feelings. But we absolutely want to keep it 100 here on this channel. All right? All right, family. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Thank you so much for joining me. And Black Power, you know it. All right, family. Take care. Bye-bye.